You know when they say men are from Mars and women are from Venus? I think there's a lot of truth to that. Believe me. I think Earth is like the trial planet. This is the planet where we come to fuck about, to mock about, to, I don't know, test the waters or whatever. And then we just go back to the planet. Because sometimes we get each other and sometimes we don't get one another. I just can't take the way some men just think. And some men complain about women too. They're like, I can't take the way women just think. You know, women, we we act on emotions. So if you want to know what a woman is thinking, look at her emotions. Is she looking at you in certain ways, like, or, 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 you know, trust me, you must read the facial expressions. You got to read the emotions in the facial expressions. If you don't do that, you ain't going to fully understand what she's feeling. All right, as for men and men, I think for men, you got to read their reactions. That is how you just know really what's going on in their head. Bottom line, men can't live without women and women can't live without men. I think we need to spend more time trying to understand each other, understanding the way we think, understanding the mentality of each other, and then and the emotions that come with it. Because men have emotions too; they just keep it bottled up, you know. And this is why they say men have a higher rate or percentage of suicides than women. You know, so again, we need to come together. We need to sit down and we need to talk this out. Cause there are some good men out there and there's some good women out there. Just like how there are some not so good women, there are also some not so good men. But I think if we had a proper discussion, all right, no swearing, no shouting, no raising your voice, changing your tone, just have a respectful, mature conversation and get to understand men and get to understand women, I think we can meet halfway. And I think relationships and marriages will last longer. And I'm sorry, because there can't be 8 billion people on the planet. Humans have existed on this planet for millions of years. And you try to tell me after all this time we still don't get with one another? That is rubbish. I'm sorry. You're trying to tell me after all this time we haven't mastered parenting, we haven't mastered relationships, we haven't mastered friendships, we haven't mastered just, you know, just being a human being? You know, there's so much psychology and so much philosophy behind this. And it's a shame that this is not part of the curriculum, that these are the things that are not taught at school from we're young. So it's embedded, it's drilled in, so that when you do grow up and you get into the adult world, it's not so, oh my gosh, I don't know what I want to identify as. I don't know, do I want to be a man? Do I want to be a woman? Oh my gosh, women are so this and men are so that. And it's a whole load of unnecessary nonsense that we could all avoid if we are taught this from young. I'm sorry, because yes, I understand evolution plays a part in all of this, but we are still having similarities. My daughter has a child, and she was, you know, I'm seeing her child doing things that my own daughter did big 20 odd years ago. Like, what's the difference? You know, so it's not like to say, oh, if every generation is different. Yes, that does have, you know, a point to a degree. But at the end of the day, there are certain things like history will always repeat itself. You know, the same way a child talk when they were like 10 months old, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 200 years ago, they're still doing the same thing now. Like, we just need to learn and pass on the learning. You know, each one teach one, and stop making everybody have to learn and relearn things like it's the first time anybody in the world experienced it. Some of you might think I'm talking shite, but that is your asshole business. And some of you might think, you know, there is some sense to what this woman is saying. And I think we need to act on this and not just let it be a passing thought or a passing conversation or a passing video. Like, let's do something about this, because we have to, at some point, realize that, you know, history is always going to repeat itself. At the end of the day, there are generations that are not even born yet that are going to come here in years to come. And we don't want that to be. Remember, they're going to be our offsprings and we are going to be like their ancestors. What are we doing now to make sure that they are going to thank us for making sure that we change the narrative for them? we have to do something. We can't just sit here and keep moaning, oh, men are this, men are that, women are this, women are that, kids are this, kids are that. Like, we have to stop. We have to say, hold on a minute, take a pause, take a step back, analyze the situation and realize why, as people, let's come together. Fuck the government, because they don't give a shit about we. Okay, come together and let's make sure we change certain things so that in years to come, people are not going to have the same struggles mentally and the same worries that we have today. You know, it's a bit like that saying that I keep hearing and I keep telling people, do something today that your future self going to thank you for. All right? And I'd like to know that in my grave, I'm going to hear my name be repeated. Oh, thank you, Skylar. Give thanks for Skylar. You know, we do it with, you know, a lot of prophets and Jesus and Yahweh and God and whatnot. Like, he made us in his image. So why don't we live up to that image? You know, we all have some kind of belief, whether you're religious or you're not. You know, we all know that there is a right way and there is a wrong way. There is learning and there is being ignorant. Now, let's stop being ignorant. Let's start learning. Let's start understanding and overstanding and start making small increments, small changes. And then after a while, it will have more of a bigger impact. See, I started talking about men. Now I'm talking about every race or species on this planet. I'm all talking about us moving forward as human beings. All right, let's stop being human beings and start being human doings. All right, remember, we are faced with these words, and I don't think we realize how much these words have formed us, has controlled us, has made us the way we are today. Let's stop being and start doing. Well, we should change the narrative. We are human doings. Let's start doing, people. Let's start doing. If you think I'm chatting rubbish, then just, you know, slide up. Don't bother watching my video. And if you think I'm chatting some kind of sense and logic, then please reach out and let's make some changes. And don't forget, happiness is what made the world go wrong, not money. All right? Remember that.